We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. And this morning on the Huddle, I have a question for you, Huddle community. What have you been focusing on YouTube in content creation? What have you been focusing on YouTube in content creation in 2024? This morning, that's the topic. That's the discussion. Grab a pen and grab a pad. It's time to go to work. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to learn about tips and tools on making live streaming easy for you, as a beginner, we welcome you to the show. And as I said in our opening this morning, I'm opening with a question. What have you been focusing on YouTube in creating content in 2024? That's the topic. That's the question we're going to be asking. And so if you're new here, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live in the chat. And of course, if you're part of the greatest crew and community on YouTube, always returning each week, let me know in the chat as well. Hashtag Huddle Community. Or should we just say hashtag Huddle Live for the community? Hey, I see quite a few people in the chat this morning. I want to say good morning to our live stream moderator, productivity queen, power planning, Miss Florence Donald, and then, of course, tech troublemaker in the house this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, yeah, we got the crew this morning. And so if you're just joining, if you're just getting the alert notification button, as it's popping up, join us, grab yourself a cup of coffee, grab a pen and a pad. We're going to have a great time here on the Huddle this morning. Got our dear sister, Oriana, in the house this morning. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. So glad to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Missed you here on the Huddle. So we're going to get into this topic this morning on focus. What have I been focusing on YouTube in 2024? Hey, haven't did this in a while. Let's fire up the stream deck. Let's get into the content. You know, I've been on YouTube now since 2018, October of 2018. That's when I uploaded my first video. I think it's unlisted at this point. Yeah, I had to unlisted it because it was such a train wreck. Your first video that you do on YouTube, whether if it's a short, if it's a uploaded video, it's a live stream. In most cases, if this is not your day-to-day profession and getting in front of the camera and being able to create content on video, if this is not part of your day-to-day career and profession, most cases, your first video is going to be a train wreck. It's going to be a train wreck. But, you know, despite how those first couple of videos turn out on YouTube, you know, you keep pushing on. You keep pushing on because you feel you have something to say. You have an audience that you want to reach. And as you start to create content, you begin to, you know, slowly find your way on YouTube on what you kind of have an idea of what you want to talk about, right? But as you're doing that, you know, you start to hear a lot of things on YouTube on what's important to focus on. You know, back in 2018, a lot of the things that I was really hearing through videos, through other content creators was, oh, you got to focus on getting views. You got to focus on getting views. If you want to grow on YouTube, you got to focus getting on views. If you want to grow on YouTube, you got to focus and get subscribers. And like most new beginners and content creators, you kind of go with the flow and say, hey, this is what I should be doing. And you make content, you make your first 100 crappy videos with the hopes of, you know, developing some skills and getting comfortable in front of the camera and learning, be able to find an audience that you want to reach. And the year concludes and you kind of evaluate and say, okay, did I do good, or am I still a work in progress? And so you just move on to the next year and you keep focusing on what you think is important. And so over the years, YouTube has been changing, and the focus now has gotten away from, trying to focus on getting views, trying to focus on getting subscribers. Now the focus has changed. Now becoming a full-time content creator. The focus now is focused on, new shiny tools and objects like AI tools. And so there's so many things to focus on. But what I want to talk about this morning is, what are you focused on? What am I focused on in 2024 that's going to help me and you grow? And so that's what we're going to talk about. And so as we get into this, I want to say good morning to my dear auntie homemaking with Denise. Definitely going to use her as a case study on one of these tips that we're going to talk about. So if you have a second screen, I want you to pull up auntie's YouTube page. Pull up auntie's YouTube homepage, because I want to focus on something that she is doing real good, that's really, really making a difference and just growing her channel. So without further ado, as I said, let's get into the content. If I get back over here, go here, take that down, and boom. Tip number one: what should me and you be focused on? Or should I say, here's what I've been focusing on. And this is just a suggested tip on what I think you should be focusing on. This is a suggestion. Okay? Focus on practicing and writing compelling, good titles for your videos. I want you to think about this for a moment. When you look at other professions, such as, movies, entertainment, music, and even in writing of books, there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of content in those genres. But what helps a piece of content stand out? Let's take books for a minute. One of the questions Sister Florence asked in her Iron Sharpening Iron panel discussion last week with the Core 4 was, what has been your favorite book? And what is that book, that has made an impact? Okay. And this may be a book that you just recently read, or it may be a book that you have read, many years ago. And for me, the book is Who Moved My Cheese. And it's interesting, when I said that book, when I said that title of that book, everyone on that panel immediately identified with the title of the book. It was compelling. As simplistic as it sounds, if you've read the book and understand, it talks about transition and change. Life will cause me and you to pivot. Life will cause me and you to have to change and move when our cheese has been moved in life. And the cheese represents what's important to you. Your cheese may represent a good career, a successful career. Your cheese may represent and being able to live in a quality neighborhood, where it's important to you and your family. Whatever your cheese is, you fill in the blank. The title of that book is so compelling. When you start to read it and you understand the characters of it, that book is going to promote and challenge you to change. And so I use that as an example of a compelling title that was written by Spencer Johnson. And so now take that example and use that example towards the videos that you're making. Are you struggling to get people to click on the video? Are you struggling to get people to watch the video? Maybe it's because the title is not compelling enough. It's not compelling enough. The second thing is, it's not a title for us in YouTube purposes. It may not be searchable. Are people searching for your video? Are they searching for the topic and the title on the video? Are they searching for it? And if they're not, based on the niche and content you're making, you may need to kind of evaluate and say, okay, I'm making these videos. I'm with the desire and the hope for it to reach a particular audience, but no one's clicking on it. So now you may have to go back and look at the title. And instead of just being spontaneous and want to just post something right away because you want to meet your upload schedule for at least one video a week or 2 videos a week or 3 shorts a week, instead of you trying to meet that goal, maybe you need to take a step back and look at the title and the topic that you're posting. And then if it's not compelling enough for getting people to be able to watch, to want to watch it, and most importantly, it's a title that a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, it's going to make people say, hey, you remember that video that Tech made on his YouTube channel? It was blah, blah, blah. Do you remember that title that man all the way from London, Ash Bolin, made on his mortgage marketing YouTube channel, the Mortgage Maverick, that interview that he did? The title is important. The topic and the title are so important. And that's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm focused on in 2024. Not so much in terms of want to make a video right away and get it posted to hope with someone to watch. I want to get content out there. I want to get it into the machine of YouTube to get it in front of a new audience. I want to do that, but I want to do it with a topic and a title that's going to be able to not only be able to connect with someone, but offers a benefit to a person, to a viewer. There is a benefit in a person watching me or your video. There should be a benefit that they should take from it. Now, if you are a person that's into entertaining someone, the benefit is someone getting some form of entertainment and enjoyment from your video. And before they even click on it, the topic and the title should be able to express that benefit and what the viewer is looking for, what they've been searching for. So that's tip number 1. That's what I'm focused on the YouTube. If you kind of take a look at a lot of my videos that I do on my channel, I'm very heavily focused on making sure there is a topic and a title that connects with you, the viewer, that connects with you. And then it's a matter of delivering on the promise. It's delivering on the promise. Now, that's another bonus tip right there in itself. You put together a great topic and title. Now it's time to deliver on the topic and title. And if we fail to do that, that's going to cause someone, unfortunately, to be dissatisfied with the outcome that they received. And chances is they may not come back. They may not come back. But hopefully that, we don't always get it right out of the first gate, but we got to work on it. And which brings me to the next point. Part of the topic and the title is that I'm really focusing on is the thumbnail. You won't find a lot of my older thumbnails when I first started in 2018 and 2019, because as I said, they were such a train wreck. They were such a train wreck. I had Canva. I think I had Canva Pro back then. I did, maybe 2019, 2020, before the pandemic, but I knew nothing about background removals. And so you would find a picture of me on a thumbnail in front of, a piece of, living room furniture in my apartment or somewhere outside, and trying to blend it in. And someone was so kind, finally enough to say, why do you have all of that in the background? It's conflicting with the thumbnail and the message that you're trying to make. Is your thumbnail too busy? Is your thumbnail too busy? Is too much going on? Does your thumbnail have a clear image for a viewer to watch? Not to watch. I'll take that back. To grab their attention. Is your thumbnail too busy? Are you so focused on? Am I so focused on trying to be so complex, trying to be so, out there, that's just gonna go wow? It's gonna wow the viewer when they see my thumbnail. Nah, it's about just being clear having a clear image, making sure it's decent quality. There's a great quality to the thumbnail. You ain't, putting together, a poor man's quality thumbnail that just, you can see that it's just going to cause a viewer, if they're on mobile or if they're on a desktop, it's just going to cause them to scroll by. You got to put, and you say, well, I'm not too good with graphic designing. You get Canva, start with the basics, and there's other software you can use if you don't have Canva Pro to remove the image and to work on. Doing those basic things is going to put you and me in the position of getting someone to watch. And all you need is just a couple of individuals just to catch that video and to start to watch it, and it gains some traction. So, having that thumbnail. Now, as I said, my thumbnails in the beginning were a train wreck, but each year I am really trying to really improve the quality of it. So I put a little example up this morning, talking about something that's clear, quality. So you see a concise title there. This is a video that I live streamed that I did many months ago. The title is very simple. What is evergreen content? What is evergreen content? And I'm still working on my YouTube face, but you see, I got the point on there. See, I've been really practicing and getting the YouTube point there. You see some YouTube videos and they go, oh, like this. And then you got someone like pointing up here like that. I'm not trying to tell you to just completely make a fool out of yourself. I'm not trying to do that. But I'm saying draw some attention in the thumbnail that grabs the viewer as they're scrolling on their mobile phone, because most of the time that's where people are. And now, if they're not on mobile, they are also on their HD smart TV watching you. And so you got to think in terms of when that thumbnail comes up, is it grabbing the person's attention to say, hey, I need to click on this? Hey, if you got any comments on these first tips, let me know in the chat. Give me a C for a comment. Definitely want to get your feedback on this. If you have a question, put a Q in front of the question for me. And if you're enjoying, this topic on YouTube focus, being focused on the right things on YouTube in 2024, focusing on what matters, give me a hashtag, Team Live. Give me a thumbs up and the likes on that thumbs up button. Share this on your favorite social media platform. Let's see if we have any comments before I move forward, because I see the chat is jumping. Mr. Ash says, great advice. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Only learn from the best. Though you are primarily working with mortgage brokers on your channel, but I'm constantly seeing you on my homepage. The different titles that titles, topics, and thumbnails you're working on. I asked you to pull up Auntie's thumbnail. She did a recent live Q&A. It says, you got questions? You got questions? I got answers. I said, whoa, okay. I got to watch this on the replay. She simply, a very clear image, concise, good on mobile and desktop. And she just simply said, you got questions? I got answers. What about your thumbnail? What is it about your thumbnail that's going to make you stand out in this busy and noisy platform of YouTube? Tech says, I am working to reduce my thumbnails to 4 words, to reduce my thumbnails to 4 words or less. Okay, that's a great challenge. That's a great challenge. But also, I would say, with every thumbnail that you make that you're trying to reduce to 4 words, is it going to be able to make your message clear enough for your viewers to understand what the video is about, though? I'm with you. I'm all for concise. I'm all for concise. Trust me. I'm all for concise. I'm quite sure you've seen those thumbnails where it says how to make money online, and they'll literally spell it out word for word on the thumbnail. How to make money, how to grow your YouTube channel, and they go how, and then the next two, they'll spell it out completely. So concise is important, but at the same time, is the message clear in the thumbnail that you're trying to communicate to not just the viewer who watches you live, but the viewer who watches you on the replay? Which brings me to my next point: quality content. Quality content. I define quality content in a couple of ways. One, based on the viewer interaction, because the viewers are not watching my content. They are, you as the viewer are the final person who votes if this is a great video and or a good video, a quality video. And you can do that by, one, clicking the like button, or you can say this is not a great video. And I want to challenge you, those of you who are part of the Huddle community. I appreciate each one of you. I value your friendship. But if I put out a piece of bad content that is a train wreck, I need you to tell me, Walter, this was bad. This was a train wreck. I'll give you an example. I was testing the new Manocaster Neo that I just recently bought. And because I didn't understand certain things on how to properly hook it up, I had to bring on tech. John Lacey was kind enough to come on. That live stream was a train wreck. It was a train wreck. Even one person said, you guys are speaking another language, and as much as I want to hang out, I can't. People just started leaving the live stream. And initially I said in the email, hey, there's no pressure. You don't have to stay. But the reaction, the response I got from the video said to me, take this video down now. And going forward, don't do that again. Now, you're saying you're not going to test out new equipment and try out new equipment? Yeah, I am. But I got to make sure the audio, the video is not so bad to the point, and the topic is not so bad to the point that it causes people to just flat out leave. And I took that down. I didn't unlist it. I deleted it because I said, this is bad. Now, I hold myself to that standard because I want to grow on YouTube. I looked at my analytics. I kind of judged myself based on the last 90 days. And I see I'm kind of averaging 10 to 15 subscribers a month since coming back. The channel is steadily starting to grow. I'm steadily starting to see views. Okay. And it's because I'm focused on writing a compelling title for the video. I'm focused on making a quality thumbnail that's great on mobile and that looks good on the desktop. But when it comes to the content itself, there's no way someone would be searching for that type of video. And if they would have found it within 2 minutes, they would have clicked off on it. That piece of bad content would not have made it on a YouTube homepage. That type of bad content would have not made it in suggested. And so it's about making quality content that's going to get people to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And so if you catch me, Walt, God, can we do a chat right quick? Can we do a Zoom right quick? That's bad content. And I hope I'm just speaking for me. Now, you may not want that type of honest, raw feedback from me. And if you don't, that's fine. That's fine. But I will send you a text and say, I don't know about this one, Tech. I don't know about this, Florence. Because, rising tides cause all ships. What's the saying? Rising tides cause a ship to rise. We all got to rise. We even if there's just us four every Saturday, and then I come over to Tech and I come over to Florence, I pop over to Ash. I'm trying to be instrumental in helping each and every one of you grow. So it's all about quality content. And so if you got quality content, you see the arrow there? The content should be growing. The content should be being found on search if that's something that's important for you. It should be found on suggested if that's important for you. You should be found on the home page of YouTube. And I realize these are some tough areas to be able to get on, but it all kind of goes back to the quality of the content, the packaging that YouTube says, oh, we got to get this in front of the right audience. Tip number 4, niching down. I just put out a short on this, on the importance on, sometimes we question and say, man, why am I not growing? And then, once you keep saying that, you have to go back and look, because you're kind of in a prisoner of the moment. You're kind of looking at what's going on in the moment. And I said, let me click back the last 90 days. I said, brother, you're growing. The question is, why are you not growing as fast as you would like? Is it because maybe you are making mixed content? And this is a question for us all. If you feel you're not growing as fast as you think you should, okay, sometimes we think, man, this is some great content. This channel should be hopping. This channel should be growing. Well, is it because you're making mixed content? 1 week, you making content on podcasting. Next week, you making content on vlogging on what's going on in your personal life, in your health, and your family. Mixed content. If you're making mixed content, you get X amount of people to subscribe to the content on podcasting, and you get X amount of people to subscribe to the content on tech news. But the tech news people may not necessarily want to correlate and connect with your personal family vlogging about what's going on in the household of the strong household. They may not be interested in that. And vice versa, the people who subscribe to your channel for the vlogging may not be interested in podcasting. So if you feel you're not growing fast enough, maybe it's because you're putting out mixed content. A second reason why you may not be growing fast enough, and which is hindering you from niching down, is because you haven't truly found your audience yet. Yeah, you have subscribers. We all have subscribers to our channels. People are subscribing, whether it's every day or every week or every twice a week, depending on how you're getting your subscribers. We're getting subscribers. But how much of a relationship, how much are we really connected with these individuals that helps to build a community on our channel? Are we engaging with them in the comment section? Are we engaging with them through memberships? Are we engaging with them through newsletters or other ways? We can have subscribers. If YouTube Shorts has taught us anything, it can help us get us subscribers who want to watch you for a few minutes, for 60 seconds. But if they're not translating and watching into some of your important long-term form content, you haven't truly found your true audience. And finally, if you feel if you're not growing fast enough, maybe you don't have a clear value proposition. Your value proposition says, I'll speak for me. Speak for me. Speak for, if this is important, if this is connecting with anyone, put hashtag for me. Hashtag for me. Other than that, I guess this is a live stream for me. Tech says, rising tides lifts all ships in the harbor. Thank you, sir. because I butcher that quote every time. I butcher that quote every time. I butcher that quote every time. Uh, do, do, do. Gotcha. Okay, I did that one before. Hashtag me if this is connecting with you. But my value proposition is we share tips and tools on making live streaming easy for beginners. Now, I realize the word beginners. There are people who are live streaming in different types of niches and genres on YouTube and other platforms. So beginners is a very broad in general. And so I realize if you are a person who thinks about, if you think about sculpting, you get a piece of wood, charred wood that's been sitting on the heat done, and a sculptor can pick it up and says, I want that. And then they take it into their place of where they do their work, and they begin to sculpt at it, and sculpt at it, and sculpt at it. And before they're done, that piece of charred wood turns into this beautiful wooden bird. And he polishes it, he does some great stuff, puts it on the porch, and people walk by and they say, "How much for the sculpted bird?" "I'll give you 500. Another person says, "I'll give you 1,000. Another person says, "I'll give you 2,000 for it." That piece of scarred, crapped wood was sitting on a heap of garbage the whole time before that sculptor got to it. Turns it into a piece, a masterpiece that ultimately gives him $2,000. Finding your niche, sculpting away on the things that you want to do, or what you're passionate about, but truly is not your niche. It's, to me, that's the process that I'm learning about being on YouTube. You got to keep sculpting, you got to keep chipping away until eventually you find your audience. And once you find your audience, then people connect with you. People are willing to build a community with you. People ultimately become clients that you can service and work with. And so I realize this is not something that you're just going to easily just tomorrow just correct, but you just got to be focused on it. And then you have to be honest to say, am I focusing on the wrong things? And if you're focusing on the wrong things, hey, shift your focus, shift your perspective. It's about changing your focus. And again, I use another visual aid, finding your niche. I couldn't find a sculptor, but I thought about in terms of a person trying to put together a message through different words there. And ultimately the message is, after all, looking for an F, looking for a Y, and O, they have to do all of this searching to find the right audience. That's what it's like in making videos on YouTube. And then once you find your niche, hey, you start communicating with that audience. Hey, I see you commented on this video. Is there a video that you would like me to make in the next couple of weeks, as I'm looking to create new content that would really connect with you as a viewer on my channel? Once you start to see people who are regularly coming back, start communicating with them in the comment section. Start, utilizing your YouTube community tab. Yes, the YouTube community tab allows me and you to be able to promote our next piece of content that we're posting, or next live stream we're going to do, or whose channel we're going to be a guest on. But it does have polls there where you can ask questions and poll and say, hey, look, I'm going to start a new series on, on this topic of, AI tools. Which of these topics on AI tools would you like me to cover? Give a 3-point suggestion and see what feedback that you get from your audience. You say, well, Walter, I'm a small channel and I'm not really getting that type of feedback from people. Well, go find someone else who's in a similar niche, who's creating content similar like you and that may have a larger audience. Look at what type of feedback that they're getting from their audience and maybe kind of use that as a gauge. Where there is a way, where there's a will, there's a way. You can be able to work on creating great content. You can work on finding your niche. Just takes time. It takes time. Professor James Hicks in the house this morning. Good morning, sir. He said it works, but there is a joy. There has to be a joy in the work. It will work. Yeah, you got to have a joy. You got to have passion, and no one said it was going to be easy, and no one said it's going to be easy. You know, if you are a person who understands the importance of, not to say men can't do this, but because I've primarily seen women do this, so I don't want to be disrespectful anyway, but I see a lot of women who like to crochet, and some women catch it right away and they start crocheting and make some beautiful blankets, they make some beautiful things, while others, it takes time, but they keep working at it. And so whatever it is that you have to keep working at, you keep working at. But as James says, you got to have the joy and the passion in doing it, so that way you can find your audience. Hey, do me a favor, click that like button for me if you're getting great value. Give me a thumbs up. Share this on your favorite social media platform. Maybe you're listening this morning and you had an opportunity to kind of engage in the chat, but you feel that this is some great value and you want to hear more content like this. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button, join the conversation either on the live chat or in the comment section, so we can keep the conversation going. Tip number 5, monetization. Yes, I said it, the money word. I said money, not monetization. Yes. Yeah. Focusing on monetization. I mean, let's be honest, people. For us who are creators, it does cost money to turn the lights on and to go live on a platform like StreamYard. And so even if you are not monetized on YouTube, you can still monetize through affiliate marketing. You can monetize through online coaching. You can monetize through memberships. You can monetize through merch. You can monetize so that way you can subsidize in creating this content. It's not that, and if you're trying to build a full-time income from this, if that's the goal, I respect that. Much respect. But if this is something you are doing as a side hustle, as a part-time where you're getting income from, there is an overhead, there is an expense, and the reason why I know there's an overhead and an expense, when we go to do our taxes, we're going to sit down with the accountant and say, for the last 12 months, I spent $15 with Epidemic Sounds. For the last 12 months, I let TubeBuddy take X amount of $15 from me here. And you're going to want to write that stuff off. Oh, I just bought the new Sony camera. I just bought a new Manocaster mixer live stream. You're going to want to write that stuff off. And so monetization is something we all should be focused on. And again, growing the channel so that way it doesn't become a hardship where you can't keep the lights on. You can't keep, and let's be real. There are some tough financial times where we could all face where you're like, man, I think I gotta cut this loose. I think I can't do this anymore. Those conversations are real. We may not share them with one another or share them with another person. We may not even share them with our own spouse, because our own spouse, unfortunately, may not have been our biggest supporter and we're trying to keep the lights on. So looking at focusing on monetization through affiliate marketing. You know, if you're a person who live streams on another platform like Ecamm, and you know other individuals who have Macs computers, but they haven't really found their true live streaming software, have a conversation with them about Ecamm, and vice versa. If a person is looking to start live streaming and using a streaming platform that is ease of use, stability, and has a professional look, hey, you bet I am going to talk to them about StreamYard and share with them that affiliate marketing link, because then once they take advantage of it and they get their discount from it, then as a result, then that them using the paid version of gives me a free month. And so now that month of not wondering how you're going to cover the bill doesn't become a challenge. And I'm saying all of this that you're not a person who has poor money management skills. Now, if you have poor money management skills, that's another topic and another subject. But if you're just starting out doing live streaming and using some different things, yes, it costs money to do this. It costs money. So in summary, we've talked about the importance of writing compelling titles. We talked about writing great quality thumbnails, making great quality content. We talked about the importance of finding and niching down, and we talked about monetization. Don't wait until you finally get your 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Oh, I apologize. 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. You don't have to wait. You can start monetizing now. And so, questions, those of you who may have questions, if you got a Q, put a question, put a Q in front of it. And if you don't have a question, give me a C. What has been your takeaway? What has been your aha moment this morning here on the Huddle? What has been your aha moment? What has been your aha moment here on the Huddle? Go ahead and put this down. Jump back over here to the comments section. My auntie says, I'm here for a second. Working on the thumbnail is my priority. Auntie, you know what? Let me do this right quick before you leave, because I got to show you some love. Let's go to, I got to show you some love, because folks may have not went to your channel. So we're going to go here. Come on. Where is Auntie? Because I got to give some love to Auntie. This is not to say anyone else is not doing as good. There we go. Where is Auntie? There it is. So let me pull this back up. Let me screen share. There we go. Then we want to put me down there. Okay. Let me show some Auntie thumbnails. This is the one she said, and she's coming up with all different types of ways. Let me try to do this. I want to focus on her live stream category. Live. There we go. Auntie says, got questions? Let me know if y'all can see this. Y'all can see this now. Auntie says, you got questions? She says, I got answers. Just kind of going back to what Tech was saying in terms of trying to make thumbnails concise enough with, X amount of words on them. There are sometimes we can accomplish that, but sometimes the words, make it be more than 5. Auntie got questions. I got answers. Then you look at the other one before that, live questions and answers. Auntie, I love going forward. You know what? You'll grab me every time with that thumbnail. You'll grab me every time. Let's look at some others. And I would kind of look at your thumbnails as well and say, Is my thumbnail concise? Is my thumbnail with a clear image? She says, getting things done. You know, she's always smiling in the picture. Are you smiling in your pictures? Or are you just looking angry and frustrated? Auntie, this is my favorite thumbnails. Here, what's happening? What happened? You know, she gives you that YouTube face of like, oh my gosh, something just terribly happened. You know, are you communicating in your image of your thumbnails? The topic, the title, the thumbnail ultimately will get people to watch. And the proof is in the viewership of her viewers. So she's making this work on her channel. So hey, if Auntie can do it, hey, I know me and you can do it. Just wanted to give you some love, Auntie, on your thumbnails. Another comment here. Florence says, "Oh, you're so kind of connect individuals. Yes, you can connect. You can connect with me. You can definitely connect with me." Tech says, "Never give up, never surrender. Never give up, never surrender." I hear you, Tech. Definitely. All right. So, if there are any comments, put a C in front of the comment. If you have any questions, put a Q in front of the question. And if not, you know, I prayed this morning that this live stream session has been of great value to you, to help you and to encourage you to focus on the right things in 2024. Instead of focusing on trying to get more views and trying to focus on getting more subscribers, focus on improving your package, your total package. You know, my arm ain't this big. You know, I can't work out in the gym. I don't have a strong package. Let me stop. Let me stop. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share something, you know, something that we all can benefit from, and encourage us all, and then just highlight Auntie as an example on what she's putting these very things to work in her own. And so because I see it's working for her, it's going to work for me and you if we put it to work. So I don't see any other questions or comments. So we're going to go ahead and bring this train into the station. I want to thank each and every one of you for being on the Huddle this morning. And we're just going to continue to work on this. We're going to continue to work at it, but we're going to continue to work on it with passion, with joy. I figured I'd do that. Another comment will come in. Mommy Guide, good morning, ma'am. Good morning. I'm so appreciative you being away in the Philippines, taking time out your schedule to come on. No problem, ma'am. You can catch the replay. Provided some great quality content that you will enjoy on the replay for sure. And but thank you so much for just being over in the Philippines. It means a lot to me. I definitely need to connect with you. I want to connect with you now that we started this creators hangout every first Saturday in the month. So Roy, I will either get your information from Roy, or I'll have Roy pass my information to you, because I definitely want to bring you onto the Huddle for sure. So if there are no other comments or questions, we're going to go ahead and bring this train into the station. And as we close out, we always close out with an encouraging word to simply encourage you. Broken crayons, steal color. You say, Walter, you say that every Saturday. Because guess what? In the home of every child is a bag or a basket of broken crayons. And they take those broken crayons and they sit down and they color and create a great masterpiece. You say, Walter, they don't have brand new boxes of crayons that got to go to school? Yeah, they do. But those are used for a specific purpose, for school. But even after a while, those crayons get broken. We all go through something in life that's going to break us, discourage us, burn us out. But guess what? Broken crayon, still color. So I want to encourage you today, that next short you want to make, that next live stream you want to do, that next upload video you want to do, humble yourself. Take a step back, create your next masterpiece, because broken crayon, still color. See you next week.